Today I'm going to be covering some of my favorite parts about living in Lakefield, Ontario. For those of you who don't know, Lakefield, Ontario is a small rural community just outside of Peterborough, Ontario, and about 2 hours away from Toronto. If you want to find out more about Lakefield, head on over to Google and Google it. So today I'm going to be talking about some things I really like about living in Lakefield, but also about living in rural Canada. So if you're an international student, like a lot of my subscribers are, or if you are, thinking about moving to Canada and you're thinking, hey, city or rural, I'm going to tell you some of the perks and how I get around, having a working life and being a young person in a rural community and how much I love it. So basically, I came to Lakefield when I was 13 years old, and I was completely confused. It was a big culture shock. Someone asked me if I was from China the second I got to the school, and I was like, where the hell am I? What is this? But it became a really great experience. I met a lot of amazing people. I met a lot of amazing teachers, and my family got used to it. We opened a small business, a dog kennel, and I think a lot of the things that I've done today and a lot of the drive that I have is because I'm in a place like Lakefield. And I live in Halifax now for most of my years. Next year will be my last year living in Halifax, and I miss it sometimes. But coming back here, things start to move a little slower. One thing I love about Lakefield, it's a great place to get a peace of mind. It's a great break from the city. It is beautiful. It is slow paced, but that can be good sometimes. So Lakefield's great for a breather. Another thing I really like about Lakefield is that there is a lot of old people. And some people say that's not a good thing. I think it's a great thing. I think old people are some of the wisest people you could ever meet. And since it's a retirement community, a lot of the people here are thinking they're either cottagers and they're having a fun time, or they're here thinking about playing golf or doing something great. Now, that doesn't mean there aren't retirees struggling, sure, but it's really great. It's not like there's barely any hooliganism in actual Lakefield because everyone is old. You never really see like old Grandpa Michael like, hey there, I'm gonna get super drunk on a beer. Like, that doesn't happen. It is just a really nice place. Another thing I really like about it is I do my work remotely, so I can be in nature while I work. And if you find a way, the internet's a great thing. If you find a way to work online, do what I'm doing right now, and work and sit in nature, it's so much better than being in the city because you still feel connected. I'm so connected because I'm always working with people, calling the big city. I couldn't imagine living there at the same time. Next year is the biggest decision. Do I stay in Lakefield? I'm definitely moving out of my parents' place. I live by myself for most of the year, but when I come down for 3 or 4 months, I visit my family and I live here for a bit with them like old times, because I'm not going to rent a place for 4 months. I don't know anywhere that does 4 months, month-to-month renting anyway. It would be a waste of money, and I could probably find a place, to be honest, but I'd have to look for somewhere that doesn't do year leasing. It would be a grand waste of time. I'm doing business, and it's nice to see my family. I enjoy it. I'm happy to live with them, but I need to get my life going. So when I come back and I'm finished school completely, I'm gonna be moving out totally. My business is in Toronto, meaning that we have a small office there and rental, and virtual assistant and a mailbox, which is great, but I may not move there. So I'll always think about Lakefield and what it taught me, and the amazing perks of a place like this. The bonfires with friends, and the just tightly knit school community, and just the closeness of everything, and it's actually just a very warm place. So I really recommend it. There aren't many videos on YouTube about Lakefield, Ontario. When I talk about this area or the Kawarthas, I talk about Peterborough. I wanted to do it a bit of justice. I'm sitting in a chair right now, and it's not the best video. It's not the most articulate plus with all the visual sort of video, but I wanted to at least talk about it and touch on it, so at least a few people who are thinking about moving up somewhere like Lakefield know that there is heart in it. there's a lot of heart in this place, and we need a little bit more vibrance. What I've been noticing in the last 2 or 3 years, it seems to have gotten quieter. May just be because I've gotten older and I'm more plugged in, but in my opinion, since the public school got shut down here, it's been a lot quieter. So what I would love is for more people, more families to move up here and understand what a great place it is. And property prices are pretty good, so check them out. It's cottage country, so if you're in Toronto or you're in the surrounding areas, come up for a week, see if you like it. I know you will. You'll get hooked. Like, it's a great place. So yeah, that's what it's like living in Lakefield, Ontario, and those are some of my favorite things about it.